Hey guys, is there any way? Is it going right now?
Yeah, it's going right now.
Is there any way we could not run power tools for like 20 minutes maybe? Huh?
Way to slow everybody down.
I know, I don't want to slow everyone down,
You
but
hear this guy over here? He's trying to make his guys back here not use power tools so we can't hear it on the mic.
let's try to get it centered.
We're being
good.
all fancy like with the mics.
Trying to.
But all right.
Like scoot over that way,
Okay.
son. Yeah, there we go. Are we in there, guys? So
I think we should get a little closer.
a little closer?
Yeah, like stop right there. Okay. All right, take it away, Dylan.
Well, we've never done anything like this before.
No.
Not even once.
We've never done a real podcast, and this is like, you know.
Yeah. But I'm excited. I've wanted to do it. Like, I mean, to be honest with you, when it comes to like social media in general in today's age, me and my wife especially watch more podcasts than anything. Like, we are literally obsessed with podcasts. I don't know if you do the same or
I never do them.
you're just a creator. You never watch.
I'm so primitive, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, if you guys don't already know, obviously we've been in a lot of videos together, done quite a lot of stuff in the past together. But this is Truckmaster. So thanks for doing this with me today. Really do appreciate it, and we'll see what we think. Maybe we'll do another one in the future. Maybe this will be the only one we've done.
No, we're
Only one we
definitely
ever
doing
do.
more. We're definitely doing more.
So the last time you were down here, we did like a little live feed on your channel, and I think you already deleted it, but that was like fun, just getting to interact with everybody. And yeah, so what's new with you, man? Anything
Well, I
different?
mean, really just.
I mean, you're about to hit 300,000 subscribers,
Yeah,
so
it's exciting, man.
that's a pretty big deal.
And like he said in the beginning of the video, I only used a cell phone to start
Yeah,
the channel, and I
that-
still currently am.
That's crazy for me to think that you literally built a YouTube channel that large and you never edited a single video on a laptop. It was all done on iMovie, right?
Yeah, on an iPhone.
That's insane.
I know.
I get like so anxious just trying to do stuff on my phone like that and trying to use my fat fingers to really dial in clips and stuff. But I use Adobe Premiere, which I did marketing for AirDog, so I got used to using that.
Yeah. It's probably a lot easier,
Yeah.
but it's also really nice to be able to just sit down in my house, put some headphones on, kids are screaming in the background, whatever, and just edit on my phone. I guess that's kind of my office, and I've still been doing that ever since 2015.
Yeah, but do you ever feel like you're never, since you're like always working on your phone, do you ever feel like you're never away from the work? Because like anytime you're on your phone, it's like family might think you're not paying attention to them, but you're just always working.
You know, as long as I've been doing YouTube, I'm not very good at math, but 2015, I guess 10 years I've been doing it. Actually, I started in 2011, but I really started in 2015. But my kids growing up, they've always seen me on my phone editing. So to them, it's like Dad's working.
So they know what it is.
It's always in their brain.
So-
It's not like I'm always disconnected, but they.
Well, that's good, especially in today's age where it seems like everyone's got their eyes buried, even kids and stuff. You know, you go into a restaurant and family of four and both the kids
On
are
their
on their
tablets,
tablets. It's
yeah.
like,
Or the parents'
gosh,
phone.
man. Or on their parents' phone watching. And, you know, we're all guilty to it. Obviously, I just became a dad, so, you know, he's already liking to kind of look over at the TV, see what that's about. But
That's it, man. It's gonna happen. That
So-
beautiful glow.
anyways, let's go back to the beginning, obviously. Like where you I know you've told me many times, but I could name them all. You've lived in a lot of places. Like where did you spend like most of your childhood at?
Michigan. Well, I take that back. It's that terrible state of California. I was born and raised, but I moved to Michigan when I was 13, and then that's kind of that. And then once I graduated high school, I joined the Army when 2000. I'm sorry, when it was a while ago. When 2001, September 11th,
Okay.
when the World Trade Centers were attacked, I was 18 years old, and at that point, I decided, you know, I think it's about time that I do something with my life. I lived in Flint, Michigan, which is pretty hood for the most part, poverty-stricken, and I just thought it would be a good opportunity to do something with my life, do something bigger than myself, I guess. And my whole not my whole family, but a lot of my relatives have served in either the Navy or the Marines. But I decided I was really upset about that situation, about the World Trade Centers being attacked. So I was super angry at the time, whatever. But however news gets you going. But I was like, give me a gun, send me out there. I want to do this, you know. And right when they pushed into Iraq, I joined the military, like right when they stormed in, which is '03. So there was a couple year break there, but at that point I'm like, let's do this. So I joined the Army to be a truck driver. My my dad was a truck driver for many years, and I said I'd never do anything like my dad did. I'll never be like my father. Well, I joined the Army to be a truck driver. It's been in my blood. The very first vehicle I ever even driven was a semi, an Aeromax. Ford
Really?
Aeromax, yeah.
What, so you didn't have a license before you went into the military?
No, what I mean is when I was a child, my dad had me
Oh,
shifting
okay, I
gears,
gotcha,
and then
I
like
gotcha.
when we were in the motor pool and he would be connecting trailers, he actually allowed me to drive the semi. So that was the first vehicle I ever drove was a semi. So
pretty cool.
yeah, I joined the Army to be a truck driver, man.
Right.
And that's what kind of got me into this.
That's what also gave you the name Truckmaster.
Truckmaster is it's not I'm the master of trucks and I know everything about them. That's not what it is. It's actually a title in the military, and it's basically a logistics title of the senior ranking sergeant or NCO in, I would say, the unit or organization, usually being E7 that would work in a motor pool, and they would be in charge of all the operations that go on within the logistical aspect of, trucks going in, coming out, things like that. So we called him Truck, that was his name, or Truck Master. So I at one point in my career was a truck master. As a matter of fact, my unit was called the Truck Masters. So I thought when I started the channel to use a military sort of theme for the name. So
Right.
that was the idea of jumping into that. So,
Well, cool, man. I mean, that's, I know you get that question a lot. How did you come up with that name? I don't know if you've
yeah,
been very public about it. Maybe you have. I think I've heard you say it on a couple videos, but
yeah, that was.
it's not because you're saying you're just the master of trucks.
No.
It's just a military thing. But, do you think that has a lot to do with like your channel success? Because to be honest with you, I think it's a really good name for your channel, and I personally think that it probably did. It's easy to remember. It's catchy.
It's a good brand, I guess.
It's something that's pretty easy to brand. So you were in the military. You graduated high school. Were in the military. Went overseas for
I spent a total of about 3.5 years.
3
deployed.
years, and then you came back, and then you moved to.
I was stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas, and then I was also stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Lived in Tennessee for probably about 5 years. And then when I came home from my third deployment, I decided to just re-up and become a recruiter, just because I was tired of deploying all the time.
Mhm.
And also I got wounded out there in Afghanistan.
Right.
So it was kind of a good thing to just take a knee, just take a break a little bit, and then come back, in about 4 years. But
Yeah, you did a full video on your channel, didn't you, talking about like what happened?
yeah, I got hit with a IED or a suicide bomber. They call it a vehicle-borne IED.
Yeah, we can link that up here if you guys want the full story on that. Pretty crazy that happened, and pretty much a blessing that you're still here with us, because that could have easily went the other way.
Yep, Lord had different plans, but I think what really got me going with YouTube was the recruiting thing. I went to like a sales school in recruiting. I learned social media. I actually ran the social media pages for our battalion for recruiting, and it was very successful. And I kind of thought about, when I get out of the military, what am I going to do with my life? I didn't think I was going to be a YouTuber. I actually started my YouTube channel riding lawnmowers. It was kind of.
I know. I've went back. Like if you go to someone's channel, you can go to like sorts of videos, oldest to newest, and some of your older videos are lawnmower. Did you ever have a lawnmower video do like really good?
No, not really.
No.
You know what really took off?
What?
My red truck, the LBZ, was a black truck. I bought it when I was a recruiter.
See, that throws me off so much. I completely forgot that you had that truck painted.
Yeah. It was,
You would never know. I mean, it's jammed and everything. Like firewall's done, everything, ain't it?
it's nice, yeah. It's super clean.
You can't tell.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really specifically know how to work on trucks. I wasn't very familiar with them. I learned a lot in the military, but not on like pickup trucks. But
So that was your first diesel though. Was that one?
no, I had an LMM.
You had the LMM, the red LMM.
Yeah, I got rid of that one. My kids went to a Christian school. I couldn't afford the school and the truck payment. It was like $600 a month. I just couldn't do it both, so I had to get rid of it. But I got an LB7 after that. It just paid for cash. It had needed injectors, so that's when I started watching YouTube videos about how to do it. But there was no YouTube videos out there. I kind of learned off the cut, just talking to folks.
So you're saying you would source YouTube as, okay, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to try and find someone that's done it and recorded it, and then you're like, maybe there's a little bit of a void here
Exactly.
with the Duramax platform. So you just kind of started. You just dove right into. I mean, did you start recording with the iPhone? Or,
Yeah,
just started recording videos.
everything on an iPhone, man. Everything.
And how was it like at first, as far as like gaining subscribers? Like how
It was unplanned, Dylan. I mean, literally, like, I went to go.
Did you know that you were going to be able to do it as a full-time job when you started?
I kind of did because I watched Street Speed 717.
Right.
And Dirty Max Jack, he kind of came in the scene and they started making money and like buying cool cars and trucks and stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. Well, I'll dabble in it, but it wasn't something that I was excited about like moving forward to as a career. It was just kind of like a thought. But the idea that watching YouTube videos of people replacing a fuel filter, and I'm like, all right, man, today we're gonna go ahead and put this fuel filter in my pickup truck. Hey, that's my dog Bo, right? Hey, Bo, bark for us, Bo. You know,
Right.
oh, let me grab my beer. And he wasn't really getting to the topic. And what I mean is like, there's not a lot of YouTubers that actually get to the meat and potatoes and show you X, Y, Z. This is how you fix a vehicle. And I think that was a big void in YouTube at the time. They weren't showing people how to fix vehicles.
Right.
So,
Because you have a separate channel. I'll go ahead and plug that for you. Truckmaster Garage.
yeah.
Which is like strictly install videos. So there's no filler content. There's no, hey, this is what's going on. It's if you're going to change this part, this is how you do it, and it just immediately goes into that.
Yeah, no nonsense, just step by step, just helping folks out. That's
Right,
all this
and
channel
that's
is
a
about.
tool. You know, the amount of views it has. Obviously, you can tell. Appreciate everyone, obviously, that leaves a comment and is like, hey, this helped me. But you probably are helping so many people you don't even know.
Yeah, wasn't expecting.
Because I mean, we all got to start somewhere, you know.
Yeah,
You
but
can't-
you see, Dylan, this was the thing. Like, I wasn't doing this for like, oh, look at me. I'm, you know, like,
Right.
I just wanted to help people because I could not get any quality videos about how to fix something. So I just decided to do my own research and video. I didn't even know really what I was doing, and I did the EGR delete video on the LBZ.
Oh snap!
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting that to blow up. And there was not a single YouTube video at the time on how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what I took the lamp out of my living room and I brought it in my garage. And I took my little thin
I
cell phone.
love before you had the garage redone, the videos, and there it's like a cave.
Dude, yes, it
He's
was.
got like the wood stove going, and you can barely open the hood on the truck.
It wasn't even that though. It was like I lived in an old farmhouse when I was a recruiter, and then we had a garage, and that was cool. It was a rental, and then the guy had sold the property, so we had to get another rental. I got that rental, and there was no garage. And I did everything on the snow in Michigan, man, like installing exhaust systems, up pipes, down pipes, doing videos on just showing folks on how to do it. And then eventually it took off. But the EGR delete video got like 5,000 views in the first 3 months.
Oh,
And that's what motivated me to keep posting videos.
Right.
And that's how it grew. And it's just been, since then, it's just been
so
awesome.
so you think like before, like when you posted that, did you have 10,000 subscribers or
No, I had like 50 subscribers.
50?
Yeah, I think so.
And then it just took off from there. And how many views does it have today? Like
Oh, that one, I think it's probably got 500,000 on it.
500,000.
Yeah,
Right.
but
So then when that happened, you were probably just like, man, you know, maybe I can do something with this.
yeah, well, I got like $5 a month. I was super excited about it. And then I remember I got a monthly check, not check, but from Google for 200, it's like $220. And I was ecstatic because that paid my cell phone bill.
Right.
So I'm like, well, let's keep going. Maybe I might be able to pay my truck payment or something.
Right.
And then it turned into, I was getting paid $500 a month like 2 years later. And it was just so humbling to be able to like actually make something. I wasn't doing it for money, but it was super easy for me to, you know, if things come in, then I can make videos on it. So I'd use that money, put it back in the channel. I never spent it on me. It was only for the channel. It was
Right.
just like truck parts or whatever.
That's interesting because it's like you'll hear people say, or like there's quotes and sayings that are like, you know, the man that is like overworked and underpaid will eventually be, you know, overpaid and underworked.
Yeah.
Or something,
That's a good point.
something along those lines. But it's like, you know, basically it was just something that you really wanted to do at the time, and you didn't go into it with a mindset of, I have a brand new YouTube channel, I want to make money on it. That's not what it was about.
No.
But you know, the passion and stuff that you have for the trucks and what you're doing, you know, it just kind of eventually catches up to you because you're, like I said, almost about to hit 3,000 subscribers. I don't know if I've said it yet, but congratulations. That's a pretty big deal.
Good question.
So if someone was watching this video right now and they were like, I kind of want to start a YouTube channel, do you think it's realistic with the amount of YouTube channels like out right now to have success?
Oh, that's a good question. I talked to Rayman Ray. He has 700,000 subscribers. He's a technician in Florida. Great channel. He's building a Duramax too, but he's a car mechanic. I was talking to him about that, and he said the YouTubers like me, the old guys, are kind of phasing out as far as YouTube pushing recommendations. It's the new channels right now that are actually they want new YouTubers
Yeah.
to push. So actually
Like the algorithm can go and like see like, okay, this is a younger person.
just a fresh start,
Right.
just a new channel. Like you got 5 subscribers, so if you're actually considering doing it, yeah, use your cell phone, use iMovie, Samsung, whatever editing software they have there. I'm not sure, but yeah, do it.
It's free. It doesn't cost anything.
It is absolutely free,
Yeah.
and if you're gonna post, be consistent and be passionate, and don't just do it because
Yeah.
you think you're gonna make a bunch of money. Do it because it's fun.
This is something that you've kind of helped me with too, I think, is like when the channel's smaller, I don't know, I guess you give me your opinion on this. When your channel's like under 10,000 subscribers, do you think it's quality or quantity? Are you better off posting one really, really good video a month or posting 3 mediocre videos a month?
Off the bat, I would recommend posting like 5 shorts a week, just to get.
You think the short content
the shorts right
is
now.
an easy way to get into it right now?
2025, they're killing it on shorts.
Yeah.
So get your views up on the shorts. As far as quality, for long form YouTube videos, 5 minutes plus, absolutely quality. So if you're posting, first of all, the rule of thumb is 1 a week. Do 1 a week, but spend some time on it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like we're using a Sony EV10 camera. It's like my rig setup right now is probably about $1,200.
Right.
You know, that's a lot of money. You can use.
But
your cell
everyone's
phone.
got a cell phone, like we said.
But everyone can use a cell phone.
You can use a cell phone, and you don't have to have, anything expensive. You can literally use a broomstick and duct tape your phone to it.
Yes.
Whatever it takes. Because I think that would be like a really easy way to get discouraged from YouTube. So say you want to do it, so you research what's the best camera I can buy, what's this I can buy, I'm going to buy all this, and then you spend a couple $1,000s and you post a YouTube video and it gets 10 views. And then you're just like, well, screw that.
Don't be discouraged if
Yeah.
that happens, because that's going to happen.
But like as far as like forward investing goes, you think it's better
In the future, yeah.
Don't spend any money
Here,
on
hold-
it to start
Give me a
with.
second here. Grab. All right, so, hang on. That shouldn't be in the video. All right, so that right there is what I use to plug into my cell phone. So basically, if you're gonna use a nice camera, just take the SD card out, put it in this little thingy, and plug it into the back of your cell phone, or the charging port of your cell phone, and just download all the videos on your cell phone so they're a little bit clear. And that's it. And then I put it on iMovie and I edit. That's how I do it.
Okay.
And I've tried the tablet. I've tried other fancy Premiere Pro.
Yeah, because I'm always like
too much
taking
for
stuff.
me.
I'm taking stuff off my phone and putting it on the computer. He's doing the exact opposite.
Yeah.
He's putting it on the phone to edit.
It's too much for me.
Do you have like one of those like the little stylus pens you use?
I do, yeah.
Do you really?
I did, but I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just it took me too long to edit.
It's probably pink.
So yeah, he's right. It's pink.
So
Dang.
So let's see where we're at. So you start the channel. You're having some success. You're starting. Okay, so where did you work? Like when did you decide that you could do it and not have to have another job? Because obviously you said you were a recruiter, and then what did you do after that? Did you bounce around at a couple different places?
I worked at the service department at a GM dealership, working on Chevys and GM truck vehicles or whatever. I was also a manager in charge of all the lube tech knuckleheads back there, changing oil and tires and all that stuff. But I ended up quitting there. Got a better job at a Kubota dealership. Quit there. I worked there for about a year, and then I worked at a diesel performance shop. And that dude let me go for, I don't want to get into that.
Oh, he fired you then?
Yeah, and it was a lot of personality issues as well, and misconsumptions. But
Well, you didn't mention that in your interview.
little dicey.
Did he mention that in his interview, Bailey?
Little dicey. Yeah, he fired me.
That's why he's actually here.
No, yeah, but either way, we're done with that. I guess what I'm trying to say is,
So
I was
after you left
institutionalized.
the shop, like
Yeah.
after you left the shop that you were working for, you just went into it.
I went into it because I was so institutionalized by the military. About
So did you have like a
working for
bunch of
other
money
people.
saved up where you were
No.
able to, and you had
I
bills
just prayed.
and kids and
I just
everything?
prayed and I asked the Lord, like, what's your direction? And the channel was really going, man. I mean, I was making about, I think, $1,200 a month, and I'm also retired from the Army as well, so I'm receiving money from the military. So, yeah, I just went full steam ahead and just jumped off the cliff and went YouTube. I have 4 kids, married, mortgage, truck payment,
Right.
and
And stay-at-home wife.
yeah, stay-at-home
Right.
wife. And her job's harder than mine, and I just started plowing through YouTube videos and.
Did you see where Trump was talking about if you have a stay-at-home mom and you have dependents, that it's partial tax write-off.
No, but that would be a cool idea.
Yeah, if you have a stay-at-home mom in the household and you file taxes with them, I believe you'll be able to write some of that off on your taxes.
I'm gonna look into that.
So, well, I don't know if it's gonna happen this year. Tax time's coming up. So
Yeah.
today's actually the 30th. You guys better be getting them 1099 sent out, if you know what I'm saying. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, so that's cool. So you're there, you quit, or you fired, or you guys got in a big fight, you left, whatever. He hates you. You burned his truck down, whatever. You move on from there.
That didn't happen.
You move on from there, and so then you just dive right into. Are you like posting every day? Or are you like scrantically like, I need to post a video today? I need
Yeah,
to post.
three videos a week.
Right.
Yeah, full steam ahead. They weren't quality. They were just how to replace brake lines, how to replace calipers or brake pads. I mean, it was just the same thing that I always do, but actually getting into it a little bit deeper, and it was being very successful. A lot of folks, it was helping out a lot of people, and I thought that was great.
Yeah,
But I wasn't getting rich or anything, and even now, like, I'm not making a whole lot of money on YouTube.
right. But you're doing something you like, you know.
Yeah, it's not
So-
really about, like,
Like, do you ever wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go work on this truck, and oh, you do?
Yeah.
So it feels like a job to you now?
in Michigan, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
when you're at home.
You gotta go in the garage, but I finally got a nice heater now, but, like,
You know, that's something though, like on a separate topic that I think that like no matter what trade you're in, no matter if you get a new job or you're doing this, you're doing that, I think it all feels like a job eventually at some point. It could be the coolest thing in the world, you know, but eventually there's going to be those days where you're like, you know.
the job is.
People would kill to be in your shoes, you know, and that's kind of, I feel like, the mindset that you just have to just wake up and say, you know, tomorrow might be better.
Bro, it's such a blessing, man. I mean, I walk in my garage, I have this gorgeous sun-kissed orange LB7 Duramax. I mean, gorgeous truck, you know, and I'm not sitting here bragging, but what I mean is, like, I don't feel like I deserve that. And then I have some really nice vehicles, and but it's not for me, it's for the channel at this point. If I didn't have the channel, I'd have a nice pickup truck, and my wife would have the minivan.
Right.
And
you'd probably go on 6 vacations a year,
Yeah, right.
you know?
Yeah. So that's all it is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, at the end of the day, it is just stuff, and I understand that it's important because some people are like, man, I'd kill to have that truck. But to me, it's just a thing. It's gonna rust and rot away one
Yeah,
day.
it's a material item.
When you die, you can't take it with you.
Right.
You know, it's just a learning thing. So building
Like
these
the
trucks-
content you've created with these things that are helping, like, because the content's always going to be out there, right? So that's going to help people forever. But the trucks are, at the end of the day, they're just material.
That's it.
But those videos you made with the trucks will last, you know, forever.
Yeah.
That's something cool to think about. I wonder what it's going to be like 25, 30 years from now, you know, when you're going back. Because I feel like YouTube's, you know, it's only been around for what, like
2005, I think.
2005?
Maybe.
So what about like 100 years from now? Like
It might go away.
your kids or your grandkids are like looking at your channel.
That would
Who
be
knows?
sweet.
You know, I mean, that'd be kind of good. It'd be like looking back, and could you imagine being able to go on your great grandparents, like if they had a YouTube channel, and look at what they did when they were in their 20s
Wouldn't that
and
be
30s?
cool? Like, seriously, that's a good point. Yeah, kind of look back and say, yeah,
That's
my
something that, like
great-granddad.
with technology and stuff that we have today, and social media and recording and all that,
Mm-hmm.
that like our kids and grandkids are going to get to see that you know, we don't know that about our ancestors and stuff.
Mhm.
So, anyways, that's pretty cool.
But it's humbling, man. Like when I'm at the grocery store or I'm going to a truck event, folks walk up and they're like, man, I watched your YouTube video. I did an exhaust on my truck and it really helped me.
Mhm.
Like to me, I don't care about fame or whatever. I'm not even that big of a YouTuber really, but it's just humbling to know that it helps somebody and it helps them save money. You know, that's a
Right.
water pump on a diesel truck. Man, you realize what's your shop time what's your labor rate for that? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but that's got to be a lot of money to put a water pump in a Duramax.
Yeah, I mean, probably, you know, 8 hours.
8 hours. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I got a couple of YouTube videos on how to do that, but it saves folks a lot of money. I didn't make a lot of money in the military, so it was really nice to be able to, you
Right.
know, outsource that, watch it, do it on your own.
And I think that kind of ties in with something new that you have going on, obviously, with your website.
Yes.
Just within the last year, well, it's been less than 6 months, you've kind of changed. Before it was like merchandise only. You would actually run like truck giveaways, like giving, like how's that feel to give a truck back to somebody?
Dude, it melts my heart, man. I actually want to tear up with them. Yeah, I've given away like I think 3 or 4.
I mean, it's like winning the lottery. You know, you're winning this, and the stuff that you've given away in the past is like really, really high value trucks. I feel the Shorty you did with Ryan and Mark up at Kodiak Truck, full frame off restoration, just absolute. I mean, just over the top. Like it didn't even need to be that much, but it was just everything.
Yeah.
Does he still have it, you think?
Well, yeah, Matt, yeah, he probably still has it. But that was super humbling because the best part about YouTube is the folks that I meet, like you. Mark and Ryan have been huge for me. Like for them to allow me to go in their shop and bring my camera when I first started YouTube. And they're such real people. Ryan's Diesel Service, Kodiak Truck, great guys. Us building trucks on the channel in their shop during the workday.
Yeah.
Like how many diesel shops?
I mean, he's got guys in there working, you know, that are allowing you to come in and do whatever you need to do and just kind of keep this stuff going in the background. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you know, how did you guys initially meet, you and Ryan?
I actually went on eBay, and I couldn't afford a turbo. I needed a turbo for my truck. And Ryan, at the time, this was years ago, was selling RDS turbos on eBay.
Okay.
And I emailed him and said, hey, I was wondering if maybe you can send me, a turbo. This is the first time I've talked about this. This is how I met Ryan. I want to do an install YouTube video on it, and I was wondering, as payment, send me the turbo, and I'll make a video on it. And he kind of scoped me out a little bit. I talked to his dad a little bit too, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. He sent me the turbo. I did the video. It did really well. It helped out a lot of folks on how to install a turbo, which I think they may be doing in the turbo right now. I don't even know.
No, they're doing CP3 conversion.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's no easy walk in the park either. You just posted a video on that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I talked to Ryan, and then Mark's dad called me. Ryan's dad, Mark, called me, and we talked about, he's like, hey, do you need a transfer case? And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, that would be cool, do a video on that.
Those are actually, convenient. That'd be handy.
Be sweet, yeah. So I did a video on that.
Got the pump issues and all that, the chain slapping, so.
Yep, and then, and then my trans went. And then he's like, bring it up here. Just bring it to Wisconsin.
Did you pull the trans out and drive up there? Did you?
No.
Were you able to limp it there?
A guy that I know, we made a quick little truck show in Wisconsin at their shop, sort of outside of it. He had a gooseneck trailer, and I put it on his trailer, and we hauled it there, and we made a YouTube video on pulling the trans out, and I was blown away. I've never seen the internals of an Allison 1000 in my life.
Yeah.
And it looks like a brain.
Right.
Like the valve body and like the clutches, and I was like, this is so cool, and it was gold content, and it helped so many people. Mark did a video, which is one of the largest videos on my channel if you want to check it out at Kodiak Truck.
He does a full rebuild, right?
Rebuild on an Allison. It's $6,000 to do that.
That's so cool. So he dropped you off and then you drove the truck home?
Yeah, I just drove it home.
After you had the transmission put in?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, right? I mean,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Heck of a test drive, but I know Mark knows what he's doing. He's probably one of the best Allison builders in the country.
Hands down.
But
someone's going to get upset about that, but I've seen him firsthand work, and it's insane.
Yeah, he's very, very particular on everything he does. I'd say he's definitely more of a quantity over quality kind of guy. Here in the shop.
Quality over quantity?
I think
you said it backwards.
Did I say it backwards? I was thinking of me.
I keep thinking of you.
Where were we at? Mark.
Mark, quantity over quality.
So, well, here, let's just shout Mark out real quick. So I've had trucks come in the shop here, and they'll have a transfer case issue, and I just buy a Kodiak. I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
He can ship them UPS, so literally ship it right to you. Just stick the core back in the box, boom, done.
Yeah.
So.
Great guys,
but I don't think it's like that with a transmission. I don't think you
have to go.
You got to go see him personally.
Yeah, he's one of those booked out till October kind of guys, and I don't blame him. He wants to make sure that trans is right before it leaves, because if he ships you a trans and it's built, and then some other guy installs it and doesn't do it right, and that thing blows, and it makes it just how it goes.
Right.
So yeah, you're right.
That's actually funny. Not to get too off topic here, but. I actually had a truck in the shop yesterday that we put a transmission in. I'm not going to say names of any companies, and this is not at all bashing any company or anything like that.
Transmission sucked.
It's just, no, it's literally just, transmission's great. It's just me telling a story, and there's just no reason to tell the names of the companies. But I had a truck in that the transmission had went out, had a pump failure.
Okay.
The 68 RFE truck.
Okay.
And had a pump failure, had low line pressure. Well, we sent it out, get it rebuilt, get it back, and put it in the truck, and it's still showing, I think it's showing low line pressure, but it actually had a tuneless valve body in it.
Okay.
And in between that time, the owner of the truck had it retuned because he thought that his tune was bad. So, and I'm talking about the TCM, I'm not talking about, he had the TCM retuned.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was an aftermarket tune on the TCM with a tuneless valve body. So it was making like way too much pressure.
Gotcha.
Would not shift. It was all right when it was cold, but it just, something was not right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a lot of probably the reason why, going back to Mark, he might want to be the guy that puts it in the truck, just because he doesn't want to take the chance of you having that happen, something like that. He wants to drive it and make sure everything's good and dialed in.
Yeah, that's all it is.
So, because like for that instance, how would you know that? But luckily, I was able to put a stock TCM file back in it, and the tuneless valve body worked with that.
Yeah, it's just quality
So,
control, really.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
making sure it's good.
Mitch Max. How do you even say that?
Mismatch.
Mix matching parts.
Mix matching. That's
Like-
twister. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a word, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's something you got to be careful with a lot of times in the aftermarket industry and kind of what we're doing, because something like that, that wouldn't last very long.
No.
Driving it with a tuneless valve body and a tune, because nothing's doing what it's supposed to. So that's good with Mark. Obviously, those guys are super great. What about how we met? How did we even meet?
So we were at a truck show. It was called the Van
Yeah,
Wert
we were at Cole Motors.
Cole Motors Van Wert Freedom Truck Meet, and he just started it. And I went out there. I think I had a table set up. I'm not sure. I brought my red LBZ there, and you actually took me on as a sponsor when you worked for AirDog. So he was actually.
So that's the only reason why we're friends, right?
Yeah, AirDog. Yeah. No. AirDog is a good company, and they have really good
I think
pumps.
initially maybe you reached out. Now that I'm thinking back on it.
and I saw you, and I'm like, oh, cool, and then Mason back here wrenching. He had he had a pulling truck at the time, or
I don't know what it was at that time. It's something.
it said AirDog on it, and that's where
What's
I was
your-
like, is AirDog here? And I went up
Right.
there and I talked, and you're just some dudes, you guys just wrenching and doing your thing, and
Right.
I-
We kind of hit it off. I think Russ Belt Mechanic was there too.
yep.
He had like a side-by-side or something with him that he was drag racing.
Yeah, he had a side
Or
by
maybe
side.
that was the next year, because I think we've hung out at that event twice. But
Yeah. I can't remember.
what about what did we do after that, man? I'm just trying to think.
Well, the fact that you're closer to me was nice.
Right, because we're only like
because-
4 or 5 hours apart, so it's not really that big of a deal to like shoot down here for a day, and we can
Make a
film
couple
some
videos.
content stuff. But was it your Cummins or something? I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, so the way we hit it off really was the Cummins, the 24 valve 99 that my brother-in-law had. I bought it from him, and I didn't know nothing about restoring a Cummins. I had never done anything on a Cummins.
Right.
This
Oh
was
yeah,
my
because we
first-
came up and we
Yeah.
actually put it together up there at your place.
Yeah, you guys came over there. I had the frame off, and I just set the motor transfer case, and I think the drive shaft. That was it. And then you guys came over, set the head, set the lash, I think, and like torqued the. Did
And
all.
we
did
actually started it, I
absolutely
remember.
everything. And
we
then
we
remember
started
the
it with
P-pump?
the
The P pump.
Oh yeah, you drove down here and bought all that stuff from us too.
The Fummins, yeah. I
Yeah.
knew nothing about P pump swapping a 24 valve, so.
Yeah. So
you-
that
you
was
guys helped me
cool.
out.
And you got quite a bit of content out of all that, I think. Let me think. Another blank. I know what I'm gonna say. Just let me think. Hold on. I'll have to edit this.
What are you thinking? Let me see.
How much battery you got?
61%. We're still good. And we're at 35 minutes,
Okay.
dog.
So would you ever consider, I know probably, I think you have before done like a truck show or truck event. Would you ever consider doing another one of those?
I don't know. I'd love to, but it just depends. I mean,
Right.
I did a local one last year at the A&D repair collision shop where they painted the truck.
I don't think a lot of people realize, I would say probably mostly people that are in the diesel industry, whether you're a consumer or whatever, don't realize how large the gas and automotive side of, the aftermarket industry is. But anyways, do you think that like diesel people are just all about like flexing who's got the most money?
No.
And on all the wheels and the seam. Do you think that's what it is, or do you think it's just like they actually truly enjoy building the trucks and putting 32-inch wheels on them and stuff? I mean, what do you think about that?
I think that the majority of the diesel community is guys that truly just work hard. I don't want to say always use their truck.
And when I say community, I mean like consumer.
The consumer is just the ones just fixing their truck like I started off as.
Right.
The big old giant 20 foes, on their diesel truck, wide 12, 14 wides. Like that's more of like Instagram, like look at me, and
Right.
I can appreciate it. I have a couple of those myself.
Right.
I have 14 wides on my LBZ. I think they look tough. They look cool. People don't like that, but I think that the obnoxious crowd is really what gives us a bad name, really.
Right.
But I think the major consumer is your like 25 to like 40-year-old, 45-year-old, maybe even up to 60 years old that just use their vehicle for work, or they just want to tow their camper.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. They want to improve reliability because we know emissions they choke the life of these diesel trucks, and they're expensive. I mean, how much is one injector on a 6.7 liter Power Stroke?
Bailey,
That's got to be up there.
I couldn't tell you. A couple
$400.
$100.
And how many
400.
injectors are in a 6.7?
12, right?
12 injectors in a 6.7? No, you know what I mean though. Like they're super expensive. An LB7 Duramax, how much is an injector for just a legit Bosch? I mean, a set's going to run you $2,500 to $2,800.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's very expensive to own these trucks. So people are hooked on the consumers hooked on trying to keep their vehicles on the road, and
Right. What about future truck giveaways?
that will most definitely happen.
That will most definitely happen?
Yeah.
Mm,
Yes.
okay.
I'm excited.
But you don't know which truck. Is it going to be a truck? Let me ask you.
You don't even know what truck it is.
No, I don't. So is it a truck you currently own, or is it something that we don't know about? I mean.
It may be a Ford Ranger.
Yeah, okay.
Ranger. No. Yeah.
Joke's on you. Most
Okay.
reliable truck ever made.
Realistically, I have 7 diesel trucks, and one needs to go. Let us know in the comments which one I should give away. Y'all are going to say the Denali, but let us know in the comments what truck I should give away. If you've watched my channel.
Yeah, so,
Or what truck I should give away.
so,
Maybe a different one I should buy or something to give away.
but every giveaway that you've done in the past is like, it's nothing new that we need to like go super into depth on to explain to people, but it's just basically a sweepstakes company. Hey, you
Yep.
buy my merchandise,
Yep.
you get entered to win. But what's different, like what you've done with Truckmaster?
I love it. That's a great question. The first truck giveaway we did at Ryan's Diesel Service. It wasn't a thing. This truck giveaways don't incur a ton of money. Okay, I want to say that right now. The only reason why I started, I don't want to go on a rabbit trail. I know this video is going long, but the only reason why I started is because people were giving away trucks, and I'm like, that's a scam. No way.
Right.
And I started doing more research. And I'm like, if it's really a scam, I want to do it, and I just want to do it the right way. And I actually hired a legit sweepstakes company and do this 100%. But it really wasn't even about me. I wanted to give back to like either a military organization, maybe a police officer organization. So the first truck giveaway we did, we actually gave back to the Wounded Warrior Project. So it was a percentage of what we incurred plus paying off how much money it would cost to build that truck, and the workers and myself. Really wasn't all. I think we
Right.
broke
Were you
even.
nervous going
Didn't-
into like doing that? Like,
Yeah, it's because I had so much
you have
money
so
in
much
it.
money in the truck, and you're like relying on your viewers to support the channel and
That was
and
scary.
buy your merchandise and try to get your investment back. Like,
There was one
pretty
instance
stressful time, I'm
where
sure.
where I actually lost money giving a truck away.
Wow.
So it's a bad business. It was more or less giving the truck away. To me, that was cool. I mean, I'm not saying I lost a ton of money, but it was nice to just see that person so excited about receiving that vehicle, like the guy
Right.
that won the Shorty build.
Yeah.
It was so cool,
And you got all the content of building the truck, so that'll, going back to what we were talking about earlier, that's going to help people for many years to come.
Exactly, yes.
know.
It's building the
So
ratty,
even if you were to
drunk,
break
junky
even
trucks.
on it and help people
It's
for,
worth it
for years to come,
It's
right?
so worth it. It's so cool to just give back to folks, man. That was the big thing. I grew up in I'm sorry, I keep going on a rabbit trail, but
Yeah, you're good.
I grew up, my dad wasn't in our lives. My mom raised my 2 brothers and my sister, and she lived off the government. And it was food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't, I mean, everything was, nothing was handed to me at all. So everything is just grassroots from the dirt, you know what I mean, from the bottom to work my way up. So to give to somebody that, to me, I kind of live through them, you know? It's
Right.
like, man, how would I feel if I won a truck? How cool would that be?
That is, yeah, that's cool. And that's an
You know?
experience that, like, I mean, a lot of people probably don't really ever get to, experience that, what it feels like to give someone something that huge. So it's got to be, something that you'll probably remember forever, and hopefully we can pass it along and, kids can remember it and stuff. But ultimately, I think kind of going back to just like mindset and everything, it all starts with, one goal, and that was you initially wanted to help people.
Yes.
So it works out.
Can I say that the collaboration between you and I is what really gets me going, doing YouTube videos with you as well? Not just as a friend, but to be able to collaborate with you to make videos to help others, because that's what you're about too. And that's one thing I've learned. The quality of the character that you have really shows a lot. And I only surround myself around people that are, I don't want to say good people, but
Right.
people that are decent and positive and smart. I don't want to,
What about-
I'm making his head big, but seriously, you've really
Yeah.
helped out a lot of people. So it's nice to make videos with you.
What
So-
about other? I mean, I don't consider us obviously like a big YouTube channel or anything. We've got like 13,000 subscribers now, which we plan to keep posting and stuff. But like honestly, like my head's not huge on like growing the channel right now. Obviously, we have other stuff going on in the background that I'm more focused on. But as far as like other YouTubers, like who else have you collabed with? Like who, like what other YouTubers do you know in the community that you've done work with in the past, or do you plan to work with?
So, Whistle and Diesel. No, I have talked to him a couple times, but no, I don't know why I threw that name out there. There's a guy named JW Montoya, got over 100,000 subscribers. When I first started like really plowing in, him and I were talking a lot. He's a truck channel as well. And then a guy named Dalton, Bertrand 850, another guy. He used to work with Street Speed.
And you said you're working with Rayman Ray now. That's a new
Not
one.
really. I'm not really working with him, but it's just
You guys have had some communication.
Yeah.
Maybe might do something in the future.
Yeah, there was also another guy, Ford Tech Talk, A-Rod. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. He's a Power Stroke channel. Super cool guy. He's in Michigan. We plan on collaborating. He's got a pretty big channel, but we're going to be working together as well. But I really haven't interacted with a lot of YouTubers per se.
They're Rust Belt mechanic.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
if he watches this, he'd be so mad if
I
he
don't
didn't.
think that he's still making videos. I would like to call him now. Kyle's a good friend of mine. He's got a pretty big channel too. But
I was watching his videos.
Rich Rebuilds.
Yeah, I was watching
That guy,
Rust Belt's video. If he watches this, dude, that new property he's got so sweet.
He's got a
It's
mansion.
like, yeah, he's
Dude's
got
got
a
a mansion.
sweet property. I'm like,
He's
so
a rich
jealous.
guy.
Yeah.
Dude's a rich guy. So.
Well, that's cool. What about future plans, just as a whole, like with the YouTube channel and obviously like the next? So you said you're going to do a truck giveaway. The next one will be kind of on the same website, but you're going to be able to like buy parts now.
Yes. So future plans is I don't want to scale down the YouTube.
And I
channel.
won't like try to like have that. Oh, I'm gonna act like I don't. We work together on truckmasterdiesel.com, so like that's pretty public now. I feel.
Yeah,
like
we're not
if you-
trying to like plug the video, but yeah, if you guys want to check out the
Right.
website, we sell truck parts for Duramax, Power Stroke, Cummins, pickup trucks, lift kits, wheels, tires, turbos, whatever. So check us out. That'd be super sweet.
But when the giveaway is going on, you're going to be able to buy parts for
Buy
your
parts,
truck,
yes.
and it's going to enter you in the giveaway.
yeah,
So it's like
kind of like Power
I mean,
Driven. PowerDriven.com did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good answer. If you're going to need a part for a truck and you're going to buy it at, you're obviously going to look for fast shipping, best price, good customer service,
Yeah,
someone
you're
that's going to help
dealing with
me,
real people.
you know. And you're going to, with all that being said, you're also going to be entered into win this giveaway, and you're not buying like, something that you don't need.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
If you
everyone
need a
changes
fuel
oil
filter-
in their truck. You're going to buy oil filter. So it kind of makes sense. If I could enter the giveaway, I would. I would. But
You couldn't win though.
right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But it's kind of a no-brainer, and our goal with that essentially. Once again, we're kind of really plugging the video here, but our goal is to have like the largest United States distributor for aftermarket parts, good quality parts.
Oh gosh, you're plugging that in. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
that's the goal. YouTube is fun, and I love making videos, but I don't want to keep plugging my channel with truckmastersdiesel.com. That's not what this is about. But yeah, that's the future endeavor here is to be the leading.
Yeah, well, I mean,
#1
we're just, this kind of falls
truck
into the podcast. We're talking about like,
Yeah.
people want to know, what are your goals right now? What are you
That's
working
the goal.
on?
Yeah, the goal is to be the #1 leading, just like XDP, which is a great company. Or DMAX Store, great company.
Right.
Like that. Firepunk, all them dudes, I would like to be one of them. I would like to eventually grow to that point. But
Right. And the same guys that started those companies, they, no matter what, they didn't, obviously they're a business and it has to be profitable, and it has to give people a job, but there's no way that you start something like that or like what we're trying to do without truly wanting to help people. Like the amount of
Exactly.
emails that you guys have no idea how many emails this guy gets, which is awesome because, I mean, I would say 99% of the interactions are great. And it's awesome having you guys reach out. You can always email us at any time, put it right here, or whatever, if you have questions about parts or anything. Or even
just not delete stuff, because I
Yeah.
get that question a lot about how to delete a truck.
Yeah, that's a secret
I gotta,
email.
I gotta
It's around
stay
back
I
here.
gotta stay away from that.
What?
Yeah.
So, well, that's cool. What do we have in store for today? Obviously, drove down here. You want to talk about that some?
Yeah. So if you watch my channel, and I'm not sure if you're making a video as well, but we're bringing in the LBZ Duramax, the 2006 that we've been working on here as well, a lot. We just put a diesel stack on it. It's been frame off restoration, gorgeous truck. But we're gonna just have fun with it today. We're just gonna be messing around, or today. We're just gonna have fun with it. We're just gonna mess around, put some off-road bumpers on there, make it look better than it is. Just hang out with some.
That's like your signature move is the off-road bumpers and the
I
lift
love
kit.
ranch hands, man. Let us know in the comments.
Every time
if you
he gets
have
a
an
new
off-road
truck.
bumper. Let us know what is the best. Like, I know moves out there. You got all kinds of them.
I like my
I like ranch hand.
My ideal look for the truck is like painted matched bumpers, reverse leveled, an all-terrain tire, maybe a mud tire, but you're kind of like, and I would say this, the more I hang out with you and like you bring these lifted trucks out here with 6-8 inch lift kits, whatever's on them, I drive them and be like, it's pretty cool, I mean, I drive a lot of lifted trucks anyways. We're a diesel repair shop, so some guys have lifted trucks, but my kind of ideal look's always been like the reverse leveled, kind of stock height, 33s. You're more 35s, maybe a little bigger lift kit.
Yeah.
So
The Power Stroke had 38s on it.
so that's kind of the goal for the LBZ then right now is the lifted look, but usable, like not so tall that you can't pull a trailer.
It's got a gooseneck ball on it.
Right.
So that's the idea. But future endeavors on the channel is to switch branding a little bit. I'm not saying I'm biased on Chevy, but that's what I know the most. I would love to get a Power Stroke or a Cummins. Like
Get something different in?
Yes, a newer one. Maybe.
That'd be cool, just to kind of branch off and do something a little different.
I mean, we've already had Cummins and Power Stroke on the channel. I built them, but I mean, like something newer, like a 6.7 would be sweet.
Okay. Well, let's do one more question, then we'll close it out.
Okay.
Let's talk about if you were going to buy,
I feel like I keep getting closer to you.
if you were going to buy a brand new truck, like right now I handed you, of course it would take $120,000 if I said, hey, go buy a brand new truck, here's 120 grand. What would you go buy? And why?
Oh man, that's a tough question because I just did a
It
video.
has to be a diesel. It has to be a diesel and it has to be a 3/4 ton or larger.
100 grand.
120.
Yeah,
That's what it would take.
I wouldn't be able to. Well, it would be a dually. And I really, as weird as this sounds, I really want a Power Stroke. I want that 1,000 foot-pounds of torque.
So you buy a brand new Power Stroke, you think?
Yes, because it's a different thing, and they're gorgeous trucks. But yes, I would. But my heart's desire would most definitely be a 2025 Denali Duramax dually. I mean, I know it's and then I would put the valve body upgrade kit in it. So the rear end of, because right now they're under a huge recall. The rear ends are locking up on them while they're driving. But there's a valve body kit out in the market that I can do for that not to happen.
What about the Fords being aluminum though? Like Mason, our good buddy Mason here in the background, you can see him trying to act busy. He just bought a brand new, or not brand new, I guess.
Newer, yeah.
It's a newer
New to
Ford.
him, yeah.
He bought an aluminum duty and like, I don't know, I'm like so torn between if I was going to buy a brand new one, living in Indiana, you live in Michigan, they salt the roads, so everything rusts. If I wanted to keep it for 10 years, you buy the Ford, man, it's not going to rust.
Man,
That's hard to compete with.
see, this is where it's at. It's like, okay, if I bought a brand new truck for 120 grand, it would never see salt, and I'd have my beater LOY, or I'd have my beater LBZ, and I'd be driving that in the winter.
Right.
That thing would sit. Is where does that sound? Trucks are made to work, but I would still have my pickup truck that I can beat on and get salty. Or just move
So
to
that wouldn't
Texas.
deter you like at all whenever if you're making a purchase. You wouldn't worry about it rusting in the future.
Yes, that would be a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think
I can't give you a straight answer, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess
I don't know. I'm asking you because I have the same like.
take the 120 grand and put it into an older truck and make it yours, like I did with the
Oh,
White
yeah.
I mean, that you could build a truck better and badder than any brand new truck that could put out way more power and be way more reliable than any new truck, because all the new trucks are garbage. Other than right now, I think the Ford is leading the way. I know Dodge is having their issues right now too. They're under recall, but I would probably stick with an older truck.
I think GM's. I'm just trying to think like. I don't know. Maybe we'll save that for a different video. It's been like 40 minutes now, so
Yeah.
we'll talk more about that later on, guys.
Let us know in the comments
Yeah.
if you watched this podcast all the way till the end. Let us know. Did you
That was
skip
cool.
around or did you watch all the way?
That was cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. We got some other work to do today, so we'll get this chopped up and posted. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited to kind of get your story that's
Yeah.
behind the scenes and not, not making a video that's strictly about trucks, So
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
Subscribe channel? Or are you going to do like a subscribe
Not gonna
channel?
shake my hand,
Are you going to do a subscribe challenge?
A subscribe challenge. What do you?
Like if you can get this video to 10,000 likes, you have to shave your head bald.
If
10,000 likes, it's impossible. It's impossible.
is that a lot?
Yeah, you'd have to.
I don't even count the likes, dude.
You'd have
Can you
to-
even see them? I don't know if
Yeah,
you can see
yeah.
them.
You'd have to get like.
I thought they made it where you can't see them.
I just touched the mic. You would have to get like 1 million views on this video to get 10,000 likes.
Okay. If this video within 1 month gets 10,000 likes, I will shave it on YouTube live. No, I won't do it on live.
Y'all better hit that like button right now,
Yeah,
man.
I'll do it. And if we get 20,000, Mason, will you do it, Mason? I'll give you $300 if you shave your head. He will do it. So if we get 20,000,
Is he
Mason
even
will do it
camera?
too. And come here, Mason.
Mason, you gotta come
here.
over here. Take your hat off.
Come here. All right, so all right, take that hat off. And he has to set it as a dude, that's gonna be painful. Profile picture on Facebook. 10,000, I shave my head. 20,000, Mason shaves his head. What about
Mic it
you?
up.
I guess
This isn't my channel. Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
In all realisticness, let's say 1,000 likes, we'll do another podcast in like a month, even if it's remote or something.
Yes, 1,000 likes. We'll do another podcast.
We'll do another one. At this point, we're just rambling, guys. So we gotta go. We got stuff to do. We will talk to you guys later. See ya.